My idea was, my plan was to, do, Cambodia and then maybe a few other places close by, and then eventually end up in India, and then come back, maybe 6 months, a year tops. And um it just went, it was differently, it was just different. My plans kind of went out the window. I extended my stay in Cambodia, met a friend, and we traveled Cambodia together and other places. And I did a lot of places in Southeast Asia. And then, yeah, and then eventually, when I got to India, it was 2012. It was already 6 months in, and I had no plans of wanting to go back to Ottawa and my life there. So I, got to India and decided, like, okay, I'm going to go, because I wanted to go to different ashrams, to sort of, just lifelong questions about life and the unknown, and what is it all about? What's going on here? And so I wanted to go to different ashrams. I wanted to go to one and then another one, and, see the country as well. But I think I was in India for about just a couple of weeks, and I had scrolled down, the name of this one particular ashram, from this. I found it when I was still living in Ottawa. This When the movie Eat, Pray, Love came out. I don't know if you know that movie with Julia Roberts.
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
A
Yeah.
good movie. That movie came out, and everyone went crazy about, because she ends up going to an ashram. So it was a big fad, like ashrams, whatever. And so this one Canadian woman wrote this article, Toronto Star newspaper article, blog type thing, and I had seen it. So I jotted down a note of this ashram. So I get to India and I open up this notebook that I've been jotting notes down while I've been traveling, and I was like, oh, this ashram, like, let me just call them up, because I was in New Delhi and I was about to just start traveling around India. And I called them, and it was very strange. It was just felt like a call to, I just have to go there. It was kind of out of my way, out of my budget, but there was like a strong voice inside that was like, just go. So I ended up there, and it was in 2000, July, I think, 2012. I entered in the gates and instantly felt like I was home. And then, yeah, and then I was planning to stay there just a couple of weeks, and then that just turned into four years.
Whoa. That sounds like such a journey, first of all. Um, and then just to kind of tail end the end of the original question was, what do you feel from the beginning of that journey when you spontaneously decided to kind of get everything together, quit your job, and start going to the first ashram? What do you feel you gained, um, maybe just as an individual, when you came back and when you got back to Ottawa and started readjusting to everything again, to a normal life, quote unquote, as we call it or called it?
Yeah. Um, I think just being aware that you are not your aware, and I had, stuff happens when you're meditating like 2 times a day for hours, and living in that kind of atmosphere where everyone is sort of like on their own inner journey. Things happen, and I changed, and it wasn't so much me noticing I changed, but other people noticed. People, my family, friends noticed that I'd changed, and it wasn't until they said it that I was like, oh, okay, maybe I have. um, and I think one of the things now, after I've been now in Ottawa 4 years since I left the ashram. And I think, it's just sort of the realization I had there, that you're actually not your mind, you're not your body, you're not what you think you are. Your pure consciousness, everyone is in their, pure true essence, is a consciousness, which is awareness, which is really nothingness. So, and that you can be aware of your thoughts, and you can actually stay in the present moment. And when you're in the present moment, there is no you cease to exist. There's no past, there's no future. There's like a nothingness, but in that nothingness is like everythingness. So I think for me, what I gained was, I actually didn't gain. I lost something, which is good. I lost the limitations of who I thought I was. Yeah.
I like that. If you like this snippet from Puja, check out the whole podcast. I'll put a little video box in the bottom right hand corner. Right there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one. That's where the podcast will be if you want to watch it. And if you'd rather just listen, I'll put links down below for Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and Radio Public, with Apple Podcasts soon to come.